Hi everybody, welcome to another video tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to talk about palindromes and how we can find it, how we can actually define if a string is palindrome or not with using C programming language. So first let's see what is palindrome. Palindrome is the string that when you read it from right to left or left to right, it's equal to when you read it from right to left. Okay, like Ana in Azerbaijani is equal. It's a palindrome because it is same when you read it from left to right and when you read it from right to left. Okay, so we can build up a palindrome by ourselves by any character. Let's see that A, S, D, G, D, S, A. This word is also palindrome because as you see, when you read it from here to here, from left to right, is equal to right to left, right? So so to define if it's a palindrome or not, actually what we are doing in our brain is that we are checking if these characters are equal or not. So we see that A is equal to A here, S is equal to S here, and D, they are equal, and the G is the middle person. So this is how our brain works, and now this is how a computer should work as well. To find if to put it into a C programming language, we should think of it like that. This is the first array. This is the first element in the array, which begins from 0 and then comes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the length is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The length of the string is 7. But it begins indexing from 0, that's why the last element is array 6. So what we should check is that actually we should check that if array, so let's say that this was like array of char, so in a C representation actually. So the zeros element of array is equal to the 6 elements of array. This is the way we check it, and then we check if the index 1 is equal to actually there should be 2 equal is equal to array 5, and then array 2 is equal to array 4, etc. So array 4. Okay. So here you see that G is the middle person, so we are checking till G. This helps us to build our for loop. Of course it's gonna be in for loop, and you see it begins from 0. So here a counter I begins from 0. It continues till the middle element, which is length divided by 2. If you don't understand this part, please go to my video about reverse array and watch it. You may understand it, and if you don't understand it yet, ask me during office hours. So this is the for loop we should write, and now we should it's obvious that array 0, array 1, array 2, this all is actually array I. So we check array I with what? Here you see it begins from 6 and 5, 4. How can we get this 6? Here we have length, which is 7. So you see this begins from length minus 1, then go length minus 2, length minus 3, etc. So we can we need to use we cannot write it for example, we cannot write length minus 1 for 6, length minus 2. Why we cannot write it? Because every time we should change it, and it is a constant here, we don't change it. That's why we need something that changes within loop. This is actually I that changed within loop. So that's why we can find this 6 through array length minus I plus 1. Why I plus 1? Because I have mentioned it in the previous video as well, I mean in the reverse array video as well, because when I begins from 0, if you just write L minus I, so it's gonna give you 7, but it's not the case we want. As you know, the string array, the strings in C actually finish with a null character. So we want to check we wanted the 6 index to be the last one. That's why we need to check it. We need to check it with array 6. That's why we need to check it length minus I plus 1. So it's gonna give us 1, this this parenthesis, and L minus 1 is 6, and then I increments by 1, so it's gonna be 1 plus 1 2, L 7 minus 2 is gonna give us 5, etc. So this is the way we check if array is palindrome or if a string is palindrome or not. Okay, now let's write it in C language. Firstly, I need to include a standard input-output header, and I want to include string header as well, because I'm gonna check the length of array with a function from string header. Now what I want is that my function will return me 1 if it is palindrome, will return me 0 if it is not palindrome. So it's gonna return me two numbers, 1 or 0. So that's why I declare it as integer, and I'm gonna call it is palindrome. I'm gonna call my function is palindrome, and I'm gonna pass 2 arguments to it. One is pointer to the array, and the other one is the length of the array. So the prototype is ready. Now we can fill inside of it. Here we should write our for loop. So for, actually we have written everything there. For I is equal to 0, I is less than length divided by 2I plus plus. I need to check if array I isn't equal to array length minus I plus 1. Why? Because sometimes I may have the same, let's say I is the if A, something like this. Here you see these are equal, but these are not equal. So I need to check if there is something that isn't equal. So that's why I'm gonna write array if array I isn't equal to array length minus I plus 1. If it's not equal, just return me 0, else return me 1. Okay, so yeah, this is all about the is palindrome function. Now we should call it in the main function. So here in my main function, I'm gonna declare length for array, and first I'm gonna initialize it with 0. Then I'm gonna declare my array which has the length, and now I want user to enter a string to be checked. So enter string to be checked, and then I scanf the string with %s. Now what I want to do is I want to change the length of the string, or I want to get the length of the array that the length of the string that has been entered by the user. So now here length is equal to the string's length. Okay, now what I want is that I want to check if if the string is palindrome or not. So that's why I'm using if statement. If is palindrome, I'm gonna pass the string name and its length. If it's palindrome, printf it is, or let me use puts, it is palindrome. Okay, and else puts it is not palindrome. Okay, that's it to check if it's palindrome or not. Now let's compile and run it. Let's see everything is okay. Okay, first I'm gonna check Anna, it is palindrome, and let's see, I'm gonna check if was, it's not palindrome. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward, I hope. And if you have any question about any line here, you can ask me during office hours, or maybe you should watch. I strongly recommend to watch the videos about strings and pointers and arrays in that Mr. Igor has provided you, and my reverse array function or video in order to find to understand some concepts here as well. Okay, that's it for this video tutorial. I hope everything is clear, and I hope you enjoy our sessions. See you.